Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I was asked by a couple people to do this, but also I've been watching a lot of podcasts and a lot of people who generally talk about these types of movies on YouTube and whatnot, and a lot of them are doing their top, I guess, 8 superhero movies of 2016, because who would have known that there were 8 superhero movies this past year? And so I decided, well, why not me do one too? I do have a list, a very passionate list, and it's probably not gonna sit well with a lot of people, but it's my list nonetheless. So let's go through it. At number 8, the bottom of the barrel, so to speak, and it's only because I didn't see the movie. Once I saw that all of these people were including it in their superhero movie list, I said, oh, well, I guess I have to include it as well. I'm talking about Max Steel. This is becoming one of those movies that is going to be infamous for either how bad it is or just the fact that nobody saw it. It's not in any theaters anymore. It lasted maybe a couple weeks. It's been just terminated off of the face of the planet. So number 8, you will have to be. Number 7, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shell, or whatever that sequel was called. I hated the movie. I did. And it's surprising because I was somebody who enjoyed the first movie that came out a couple of years ago. At least I had fun with it. Now, this new movie I just thought was too silly, too goofy. I know that people who love the cartoon feel like this is faithful to it or whatnot. And maybe it's just, I sat down and realized maybe I wasn't as close with the Turtles as I thought I was. I mean, I thought I remembered watching the cartoon, but it must have been so long ago, so many years ago, that it doesn't really connect to me anymore. I mostly go off of that 1990 movie. That movie, for me, will be the Turtles, will be what I love and why I love the Turtles and Casey Jones and just that whole world. And that's definitely not what we got in this film. Number 6, X-Men Apocalypse. And here's a film that I didn't hate. I still don't even hate it. It's just, I think that there are some things in the movie that are good. Some performances, Michael Fassbender, James McAvoy, your heavy hitters who always come to play, they come to play. I love the Quicksilver scene. I was at a Best Buy the other day, and on one of their TVs they had the Quicksilver scene playing, and it was just I had to stop and I had to watch it for however long it goes on for. But Apocalypse really disappointed me. I just didn't care for the look. I thought he was too short. He never really came off to me as threatening or this all-powerful mutant that he's supposed to be. At least that's what he was in the 90s cartoon. And also, Jennifer Lawrence really didn't give a shit about this, and that sucks because I love her as an actress. But when you see an actress who you know is better than this giving such a one-note, monotone performance, it blows your mind. It's like, well, if even she doesn't care about any of this, then I guess I'm not going to care about any of this. I will say that the Wolverine scene, as crowbarred in as it is, as random as it is, I still enjoy watching it. It's still pretty cool. Number 5, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice. As you could see, I am wearing the shirt, and in some ways I want to make it higher on my list, and in a lot of ways I want to make it number 1 on my list, because just in theory this movie should have been that good. In theory this movie should have been the greatest comic book movie of all time. All the tools were there, everything was there. I just think that there's so many issues, right? We've talked about it. We've heard everybody talk about it. It's been talked to death. I'll just say that I still enjoy watching the movie. I still love, there are moments in the movie that I love. There are moments in the movie where I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm seeing this in a movie for the first time. Live action Wonder Woman, I think is great. Even though they shouldn't have done Doomsday, even though they probably shouldn't have done the death of Superman this early in their cinematic universe, still just watching how it plays out and watching those moments, I still think work. Ben Affleck as Batman, only Ben Affleck can be Batman, can kill people in this movie the way that he does and still have me saying I like him as Batman. That goes to show just how great he was. I actually hate the fact that they make him kill, at least the way that he does. He's so reckless, all the stuff. Yeah, I see a lot of people who trash on it and hate on it and yada 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 yada. I'm just here to say that it's a good movie, but it should have been better. Number 4, Doctor Strange. And here's a film that I gave glowing reviews to, that I loved watching it. I saw it in IMAX 3D, and visually it's so gorgeous, it's stunning, it's a great movie to watch. Is it the best Marvel movie? Is it perfect? Of course not. Are there issues with the writing? Are there issues with maybe the villain or how fast you go through the origin? I mean, it's really nitpicky things, only nitpicky things, that puts it at number 4. Number 3, this movie is very controversial. I know, everybody and their mom hates this movie, apparently. I'm talking about Suicide Squad. Yes, I am putting Suicide Squad as my top 3 because I love the movie. I did. Now, I get it. I've seen lots of people online shit on this movie, rant about this movie, and just pick it apart. And there's points in their rants where I understand. There's points in their explanation where I say, okay, I might even somewhat agree with some of what you're saying. But I can't, that doesn't stop me. That doesn't stop me from, I've watched it a few times now. I've even watched the extended cut. I just get this feeling. Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie just steals the show for me. And if she wasn't as good as she was, if she sucked, then I would probably hate this movie as well. It's really her performance, her character, her backstory with the Joker. Even people shit on Jared Leto as the Joker, but I'm fine with him. All of that stuff really holds the movie together for me. Number 2, this was hard. This was hard to only put it at number 2, but Deadpool. Deadpool, it's so good. It's so funny. It's so fun to watch. I remember seeing it in theaters and just the whole theater erupting with laughter and just so many jokes hit. In fact, this doesn't happen to me often, but when I see comedies in movie theaters, this has never happened to me, especially recently, where I'm laughing so much, I'm laughing so hard, I got tired of laughing. My mouth got like sore laughing. It's just there's so much good stuff here. Ryan Reynolds is perfect as this character. I love that. Because this is a movie that shouldn't exist. This is a movie that was never supposed to exist. You could tell by what they do with Deadpool in X-Men Origins that this was never on the slate, and especially this version of him. And I love that this time, Fox said, fuck it. We don't care about this movie. We're not going to give you a big budget, which essentially adds to the charm of this film, is that it's not this big blockbuster. But they let them do whatever they wanted. They didn't hover over their movies like Fox tends to do. They didn't dictate what's supposed to happen here. They let the costume look exactly like the comics. They let the jokes fly. They let the moments where Deadpool is making fun of X-Men movies or superhero movies in general. Ryan Reynolds making fun of himself in this movie. The material works. The material is edgy. The material is something that it's almost like we didn't know we wanted this until we got it, and that's why it's still Fox's most successful X-Men movie. There's a reason for that. Number 1, Captain America: Civil War. This is universally almost everybody's favorite superhero movie from this past year because it's great. It works on so many levels. It's balancing these characters, right? You're introducing Black Panther. You're introducing and sort of greatly anticipating Spider-Man, which could have fallen short, could have been overkill, could have been too much, or it could have been just another we're sick of Spider-Man. We've seen it so many times. They made it work. The team dynamics, the story, you care about the story, you care about the sides, you care about whether or not Steve Rogers if he's right, if standing up for Bucky is the right thing to do. Tony Stark, you believe that he has some right in what he's fighting for, and that maybe the Avengers are causing too much destruction or all of these events. It does make sense from both points of view. I love that. I love how every character gets a moment. Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, Vision, nobody's really shortchanged here. Ant-Man, it was not only hilarious, Paul Rudd, but Giant Man, Black Widow. I could go on and on and on with this film. The airport scene is something that I can rewatch and just watch it over and over and over again. I can't count how many times I've just randomly put Civil War in just to have it on and just to admire. There's nothing Marvel can do wrong, obviously. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of my list? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What are your lists for your favorite superhero movies of 2016? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!